On the road again. Oh, classic. Hi again. Hello, everyone. Oh, almost back. Almost back. It's been a chill drive. I really don't mind this drive at all. In fact, it's been a very beautiful day. The clouds are out and all cloudy. I think I'm probably going to get to see, I might get to see a really lovely sunset. Still, I think still about a couple hours away from my destination, just taking my time, bopping along, singing this song. Hanging out with my bestie is always like, I don't know, gets my heart happy. You know, you just have those people in your life sometimes that, you know, have just known you forever, and when you get together, you know, Jess and I, especially during probably my 20s, there was a lot of time where we didn't really talk, right? We were in different modes of life and such, and it's been really awesome just every time we reconnect, right? It's like no time has passed at all, and, you know, we pick right back up where we left off. So really lovely to have a best friend like that in my life, and really awesome, I mentioned this earlier, to have met and made friends who I already feel that kind of connection with here in Hexaco land. Let's see if I can, oh, shiny. Oh, speaking of friends that I made, shout out Freedom777, because these sunglasses came from him, and they have been monumental in keeping my eyes from straining on the road. How are y'all doing? How you doing today? How you doing out there? I was just watching the Creative Crypto show. Shout out to those guys, and they did a really great job of just kind of talking about what's going on in the world of crypto in general, and keeping the hopium alive. You know, I've never experienced a bull run, so to have come into crypto and this be my first experience with that, it's, from what I understand, this is a little different maybe so far. I have also seen things that tell me that maybe it feels different, but maybe it's not, because I think I saw Ian Ian and B-Roots, he posted the chart. Oh, ha! The balloons. He posted a chart from, I think it was 2020. And we are, you know, if the cycle repeats like it kind of has in the past, we are at the darkness before the dawn point here. What's up, Natalie Mario, Pulse X, Fire, how are you? Are you a lady? I got a lady in my chat. I'm really excited about getting back into the swing of my own content. It's been something that has fallen kind of to the wayside as I've spent most of the time these last couple of years working on the Pulse 369 event and the Pulse Chain Tour live events, and my own personal channel and things have taken a little bit of a backseat to do that. But I think the number one thing that I really enjoyed and that I want to bring back is doing my Women Crush Wednesday streams, because I feel like, and we had a panel on the second day. The first panel of the day was Julie, Hex PNW, Crypto Stylist, Whitney Magic, and myself. And this women's panel was just so powerful and so important, because the women in this space are invaluable and really bring more attention than I think people realize sometimes. So something that's always been near and dear to my heart has been uplifting other women in this space and showcasing them and helping them grow. So I really want to get back to that, and I have a couple ideas of who I'd like to have, you know, for my first couple guests. So I'm hoping that when I reach out that they're open to that as well. Cryptographics, good day, sir. says, hoping to make it next year. So many amazing photos of all of you from Vegas. And that's just the beginning. Y'all, one of the things that really had me just over the moon was the fact that we had a professional photographer. And it was a team. It was a husband and wife team. And they were just phenomenal. I mean, they captured so much in terms of photo and video, and they even did testimonials, right? Like, I can't wait to get this footage back and look through it and just be able to share it with everyone to really showcase and highlight the phenomenal, just a phenomenal like essence of what it is that we did and how this all came together. And one person that I really just am so impressed with every single time we do an event, just my friend and coworker Kaylin. She is amazing, and I shouted out her own. She has her own website now for event planning, and I can't think of a better person to promote or to have run your event. So she's done, for the last 3-4 years maybe now, she's done tons of the events in our community. I think without her, I really truly believe that nearly none of this would happen in terms of actual events that, you know, people have and find value in. The KSB team, before she showed up, right, they were disorganized. They showed up late to their own event. They were just running around, they were trying to do something, and they, put their hearts into it, but they didn't know what they were doing. So for her to have come along and to have made that 40 city first KSB tour really happen, it takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to organize that kind of thing. And then over the last couple of years, she's done, I think, every DCC crypto mindset event, as well as run the Pulse Chain tour with us. So if I can't remember who I was talking to. Oh, Maddie. I was talking to Maddie Holland. And, I look at him because he had done his Hex meetup in Vegas in, I think it was March of 22, and the in-person one. And I just looked at it and I'm like, I am so excited for other people to put on conferences and events. Because we will do this, right? The Pulse 369 tour, that event is yearly now from here on out until we can't or don't want to or something else happens. We're committed to that. We're going to do this event and maybe one or two other little sprinklings of events throughout the year. But that leaves a whole lot of room and time and space for other people in this community to step up and create events and put on meetups and do all sorts of things, right? It can be anything from a meetup where you guys just meet up at a local pub or a local mini golf course, whatever, to a full-blown conference like we've done. And I know there are people in our community that also have this experience and maybe have done this in another life, right? So if that's you, if you are interested in doing any kind of meetup or conference and you just want to pick someone's brain, or you want to move ahead and have an event planner get that shit done for you, there's no one better than Kaylin. I am hands down. Like, not only because she's done this and she has great experience and she knows what to do, what to look for, how to make it work. On top of that, she cares about and values your money more than you do, right? Like, I've watched her over the years just be the one person to say, because RG has just a heart of gold and he wants to just bring everybody along. And, it's like at the end of the event, he's had these moments where he wants to add 5 more people to a VIP dinner. And Kaylin's just like, the VIP is full. Like, the seats are taken. Like, we can't do this. And on top of that, this is not in your budget, So it's really lovely to work with someone who cares more about your, the value going into your event than you might, who really understands how that works and what that's about. So, another thing I just want to say to people is just, you got to know that if we had to say no to you for something like that, there's a good reason behind it, right? We're not trying to shut anyone out. We're not trying to make you feel excluded. We're not trying to, be terrible or in any way, shape, or form. It's that there is a bottom line, and Kaylin knows exactly what it is, and how many dinners need to go to which table, and how many drinks are actually available, and what the limit is we have or can reach is. And she watches it like a hawk, and I appreciate the shit out of that. Like, I'm not good with numbers and things like that, and she runs all those things, and we really work well as a team. even in those moments where we are just done with each other and don't want to hear another word out of each other's mouths, like, we can still power through it and get it done, and at the end of the day, like, still have a good time and be friends. So I'm so glad that this has worked out the way that it has, and I'm excited that we get to move forward, still together as a team, and now at this point, maybe looking to add a few people kind of like to that team, in terms of people who've had experience in the past, people who are looking to do this in the future. It's really exciting to just know that this is something that I get to do for the community and that I get to be a part of. And I hope if you're interested at all in any of the things I'm talking about, just reach out to me. The website for Kaylin's event planning is discoverksb.com. So you can find her, I'm pretty sure it's .com. So yeah, you can find out more about that there. And what else, y'all? The golf tournament was really cool. That was the one thing that I didn't get to really touch on, the last little thing I had. Before I go into that, let's say hi to the chat. What is up? Natalie Mario, Cryptographics, jeez. Funkmaster Hex, and Red Squirrel. Oi, oi, Red Squirrel. What's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see all of you. G says you're fun to cruise with. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. I think there may be another cruise in the works as we speak. So details forthcoming for that. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Another thing I know I had mentioned in my last stream a few hours ago that I didn't get to go into is I want to shout out Dawn. Let me see if I can. Oh, hold on. I'm trying not to spill my coconut water. Actually, hold on. We're gonna take a moment for hydration. Ah, yes. The nectar of the gods, coconut water. So good. So good. It's crazy how dry it is in Vegas. You really have to like overhydrate yourself and then realize that you're still underhydrated to get yourself going out there. So someone that helped us a lot out at the Pulse 369 event, he was running our merchandise booth, and kind of in exchange for that, we allowed him to sell his own merchandise, which was Hex and Pulse chain related. So I have here a shirt. I got kind of left behind, and his name, he goes by his name here. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to see what I'm doing here. Grateful Dawn, big Grateful Dead fan. And so speaking of all that, he moves back and forth between Vegas and out of the country, and he's currently gonna be in Vegas until like end of May or June, because he sells merchandise at the Grateful Dead show. So the Sphere, the Las Vegas Sphere, which is where we hope to have the Pulse 369 conference someday. The Sphere's doing a run of the Grateful Dead, and he's there selling merch every weekend for the next foreseeable summer. And I'm gonna go help him run that for a weekend and see how that goes and make a little extra cash to do CA at these low lows. So I'm pretty excited about that. But shout out to Dawn for stepping up as a volunteer and hanging out and selling the merch that we had. at the Pulse 369 conference. Mr. Angry Twinkie, hello friend. It was good to be. Didn't really get to chat much or hang out, but it was really lovely to see you. I'm so glad that you were there, and I'm glad you had a wonderful time. It was a blast. I was super busy most of the time. I did enjoy the DCC. They had an after party at Atomic Golf, and I got to hang out there for a little bit. Actually danced for like 15 minutes. So that's important. I love dancing. So got to spend some time doing that. And what else? I'm trying to think back on the highlights, because like I said, it was hectic. There was just so much going on all the time that I nearly couldn't breathe. And I'm hoping that we take that into consideration, for ourselves as a team next time, to just give ourselves a little bit more of a buffer to get things done, to set things up, to make sure everything's running correctly, and also, to just give the crowd more of a break. I personally, as someone who is a survivor, right, I really would love to see a little more emphasis on the health and chilling. Oh, and shout out to Randy and the Nope conference, who did a pretty good job of that. They had several panels during their event, and I'm not saying that we'll do this in terms of like the content of the Pulse 369 event. For Randy, totally makes sense. I mean, that's something that he does as content anyways, so shout out to all that. I feel like I'd love it to just be like, hey, let's take a 10-minute break, let's do some stretching, let's do some breathing, maybe add a little bit more of like a health element to our common areas and lounge centers. So we have like we had one massage thing that we used, maybe having a little bit more of that. And I don't know, just a thought. Vegas is overwhelming and it's overstimulating, and there's a lot going on, even outside of it's just a whole vibe. So it's important to hydrate, to make sure that you personally are charged, right, and your phone is charged, and you're not losing things and leaving things around, and it's a lot to take in. So that's something I personally want to see us do a little bit more of, and we'll see how we can incorporate that in the future. And I think that might be one question that I want to ask on our little survey we're going to send out at some point, to just see get some more feedback, see how everyone felt about everything, and do it just that much better next year. So the Pulse Masters golf tournament, what a crazy event. So the craziest thing to me was that it was the entire spectrum, right? We had people that were out on the course who had never golfed before and were on a golf team, to like absolute golf professionals who had no idea what Pulse Chain was and had never really heard about our community or our what it is that we're doing. So and for me personally, I'm one of the never have golfed beforers, and I did not know really what to expect or how it was going to work or look or what it was even about. I mean, obviously I knew what it's about, but I was like, okay, how does this meshing of worlds happen, right? Where it's like we're having a crypto golf tournament that's like a party at all these different holes, and at the same time, like it's an actual tournament where people win. I mean, the prize was substantial. So, thousands of dollars in crypto. I don't know at the end of the day what it ended up being or what it is today, but it was substantial, right? So it is really awesome to have got to experience that. And I am stoked to be able to do it again next year. Again, both of these events were the biggest and most extensive events that I've ever been a part of. And a lot of it was, even though I've done this for 2 years now, right? We've done events all over the world. This was definitely the biggest learning experience I've had or I've gone through. What is up, the Ascending Man? Shout out to you, man. I mean, you and Cass really came through, and I'm just so over the moon that we have so many awesome, amazing, wonderful humans in this space that are willing to just like volunteer their time and energy and not expect much in return. Like, you know, I don't know if you heard what I said earlier, but I was just like, man, like there's all these things that I wish like we could have done or given to, you know, especially to the people that help volunteer. But I hope that you feel like appreciated enough, and that, you know, we did as much as we could to thank you for you guys doing as much as you could, because you really did. You guys came through, you know, just on a whole other level. And even still, right, y'all are still working right now to get that live streaming stuff up, which is, it's like there were several times, I'm even choking up right now about it, like there were several times that I just wanted to cry, because a lot of that work in the past falls on my shoulders. Doing the live stream, getting the recordings up and running, doing all the graphics, like this wouldn't have happened without you guys. Not the way it did. And even with the technical difficulties we experienced, it was still great, right? Like we still had a lot of compliments. A lot of people found a lot of value in everything that we did. And even now, like, I mean, because of some, you know, y'all know, some, I had to drive back and forth unexpectedly. Halfway on my drive back home, I had to turn around and go back to Vegas, which I'm not mad about because my best friend lives out there, so I got to hang out with her some more. But with that in mind, you know, like you guys working on and getting the recordings up, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I'm driving right now. Like there's no way I have the time and energy or effort, like even ability with Wi-Fi, right, to get that done. So again, just mega shouts out to you and your lovely wife. And I'm really hopeful that things, you know, whatever you guys are investing in and doing and wanting to see happen in your life, like I want all of that and more to happen for you both. And that goes for really like this whole community. There's it's just so wonderful to be surrounded for probably the first time in my life, it feels like. I mean, I've been a part of many other different kinds of communities, and never in my life have I seen as many hardworking, passionate, productive, kind, thoughtful, caring people. Never in my life. And to get to meet them face to face and give them hugs and work alongside them and have a good time is, again, I'll say this over and over again. If all this crypto goes to zero, I will have no regrets. Not one. Because my life has 10,000x. And I love the life I'm living, the people I'm surrounded with, the things that I'm doing. There's nothing greater to me than feeling purposeful and feeling as if I am making a difference and doing something that helps other people. And I just love it. Look at this sending that. Day 1 has finished editing. Look at that. We are ready to post day 1. I'm super excited. I hope a lot of people have a chance to tune in and clip a lot of. There was a lot. Again, I barely got to watch any of it, so I'm gonna have to sit down and watch it myself. And in case you didn't know, that is going to be available exclusively on the Pulse Chain Tour Live YouTube, which is youtube.com/@ don't forget the @ symbol, because I did that once. It's youtube.com /@ Pulse Chain Tour Live. So that's where you're going to be able to see the entirety of the event. There may be, I think there's a panel or two that we need a redo on, just because of what happened with all the streaming and things that like didn't work out well. So that is forthcoming. I actually should reach out if I haven't done it. If I haven't done it yet, I'm like, I haven't done it yet. If no one else has done it yet, we got to reach out to that first panel and just see if everyone's on board to do a redo for that, because I think that it's deserving of that, you know. And It feels terrible as someone who puts on something that is that we want it to be the best, right? And of the highest quality. And I feel let down myself, and I feel like we let people down because we wanted to have a live stream, and that at the very least what we can do is get that panel, back up and redo it. So what's up? The hugs were my favorite parts. Yeah, for sure. It's lovely, like there's just so many people that are so like wonderful. I think of Whitney, just like her. I love that I see myself. I see little sparks of like who I am reflected in so many people in this community, and Whitney's super one of them. Like it's hard to see yourself from the outside, right? And I have a lot of people expressing to me how much it means to them that I do the content that I do. Oh, my connection doesn't look so good right now, so let me know if it's glitching out, but hopefully it stays. I've got 1 bar of 5G service. I'm in the middle of the desert, so hopefully that picks back up. It's so lovely to see that kind of spark and positivity, and to kind of get a glimpse of what it is other people may feel from me when I get to feel that from someone else, right? And shout out Whitney Magic, man. She, like, her smile, her energy, her positivity, her love, like, just she oozes it, and that reignites and pumps up my batteries, right? It makes me feel like, oh, even though I'm exhausted and I feel like things are falling apart and like everything is broken, right? When someone like that comes into your life and just kind of lifts you up or tells you that, hey, keep going, you're doing an awesome job, it means the world. So let's see. Charles Stone says, what's up, girl? What's up? All good. You guys were good. Ooh, my ears again. How funny. I was driving earlier and my ears started to get all funky, and I've been fine for the last hour, and now again I'm getting the popping. Angry Tricky says, sure, let me know if you want to run it back. What else? Charles, thank you. Charles says, you're a gem. Thank you for the work and positive energy you have given Pulse community. It does not go unnoticed. Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot, and for every time I see someone say something negative, it's those positive comments that really just cut to the heart and remind me that's part of why I do what I do. Because I think I mentioned this a couple streams ago. I've never considered myself an influencer, right? Like, I never thought that I would be someone, especially when it comes to actual crypto, right? Oh, pardon me. Oh, ears popping. So especially when it comes to crypto, I don't like to talk about or shill many coins or projects because it took me long enough to figure out what Hex was and to invest in that. And outside of RH coins, it's been difficult to spend the time and energy learning everything about all these other coins and projects. So, and I really feel like there are so many other people in our ecosystem that you can watch and listen to who do spend the time and energy and effort to learn about different coins and projects. So why would you buy something because silly little me says, hey, this coin might be cool? But really the influence that I feel the most proud of and that I want to perpetuate that out there into the universe is the positivity, right? Like, I've deemed myself the positivity princess for a reason. That's who I am. I've always been that way. I have a hard time keeping negativity around. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I've struggled with some connections in my life because of that. People think I'm fake. You know, they believe I can't possibly be this happy all the time. And that mentality is so sad to me. It's so sad that there are people out there who just cannot escape the prison of their own mind and cannot get past the darkness to see the light, because there is no darkness without light, right? The yin yang, it's both. And really, you know, it's important to remember that at the end of the day, you control your emotions. You are in control of your emotions. You decide whether to be happy or not, whether to look at something with a glass half full or glass half empty mentality. And to me, the glass is always overflowing. That's the thing. I had a great mentor, and she's a shaman, and there are a couple sayings that she said that really stuck with me. One is, you have to give from the overflow. You have to give from the overflow, because if you're giving from your cup and your cup is becoming more and more empty, you will become empty, and then who's there to fill your cup, right? So ensure that you're doing all that you can do to have your cup be overflowing, right? It doesn't make any sense to empty your cup into someone else or something else or a project or whatever it is if at the end of the day you are left with nothing. That doesn't do anyone any good. And then the other thing that she says that I really appreciate is, when you think about what it is that you want in life, and I'm so stoked that this post I made really took off. I was actually, I'll be candid with you. I mean, like, not that I'm not candid with y'all, but I'll tell you what happened. I was driving home yesterday, and I had to turn around and go back because of something. And on top of that, I had heard that there was like some drama going on with some different things that concerned the conference, and I don't know what else. Then there was like one other thing, right? So it was like bad thing on top of bad thing on top of bad thing, and I just, like, you know, I wanted to be frustrated about it, and I kind of got in a mood for a second, and then I was like, and then for whatever reason, out of nowhere, that question came into my mind, and it just, my shoulders felt lighter. I started to smile, and I was like, you know, good thing I love driving, and my best friend's in Vegas, and at the end of the day, all those other issues are going to get worked out. And the question was, what's the best that can happen? What's the best that can happen? You know, like, if you get a chance, go back to my post from yesterday on that and comments. Tell me, what for you right now, what's the best that can happen? And think about that. And to go back to, you know, what I'm saying about my mentor, when you think about what the best that can happen is, think this or better. What's the best that can happen? And then think about what that is, and then think, okay, I want this or better. Because that type of thinking, that line of thought, right? That's what's going to hopefully encourage you to start taking the steps towards whatever it is that is the best for you and will be the best and better for you. So yeah, just one, you know, that's one little trick that I like to tell people on how to become positive and remain positive. Another thing that I like to share, and is something that I try to practice, I go in and out of remembering to do this. But one thing I find very important is, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing that you do before you even open your eyes is smile. You're laying there, you feel yourself come back into this world from dreamland, you know, or sleepy land, and just lift the corners of your mouth whether you feel like it or not. And that gets to set your day, right? I started my day with a smile. And that, you can also think about that when you are not feeling well, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling bad, kind of, it's like the fake it till you make it, right? Force a smile on your face, because even if you don't feel like it, or you're feeling bad, or you're feeling down, psychologically, your mind will follow, right? If you're able to lift the corners of your mouth, lift the right one, and then the left one. Just lift your smile, lift that smile onto your face, and know that keeping that there is going to allow the rest of your existence to follow that energy and follow the flow of that feeling, right? Smiling. Ears popping again, friends. Wow, these clouds are something else. Let me see how well you guys can see or not. Doing this on mobile is not easy. Oh, there I am. Okay, hi. You guys see the clouds? Let me see if I can turn this around. Probably not. No. I'm sure I can, but it's not easy. Well, what's this button do? Nope. Let me try this. If I do this, am I sideways now? Can you guys still see me? Does it look weird? That doesn't help me at all, actually, so we'll just go back. We'll just go right back over here. All right, well, I'm not going to mess with it because I'm driving, so let's go back to the comments. Let's see. Like Charles Stone says, you're actually a good influencer. It's okay to be outgoing and cool. Thank you. And I think it's cool, SJ. I appreciate your positive disposition. Drive safe. Keep your eyes on the road. I'm doing that. Excellent advice. You are welcome, Charles Stone. Thank you so much. You share my father's name. I'm a fan of Charles. Do you ever go by Chuck? Try playing the name game with that name. No, don't do it. Don't do it. You say bad words. My ears are so clogged. Anyways, the clouds look really cool. There's a storm coming. My mom's been so worried. She's bless her heart, man. It's so funny because it's like I've spent a lot of my life on the road and driving. And of course, she's a mom. That's what she's gonna do. She's gonna worry about me. And so she's just like, hopefully you're making good time. There's a big storm coming in. Supposed to be lots of rain. So I should make it back just before that happens. I'm nearly there, honestly. Like, I think I got maybe an hour left before I touch down at my studio apartment in LA. If you know, you know. No, but it's been really lovely, actually, to be back in California. I lived in Austin, Texas for the last 16 years and had a lovely time. I think that if I moved anywhere else in the States again, I would probably move back to Austin. I really, really love that town. Maddie Allen just moved there. Shout out, Maddie. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying that. And it's really just the cutest, quaintest little place. But I've seen something really cool happening over the last maybe the last 6 months. So I've always been extremely independent. I was adopted at birth, and my parents who raised me, I love them. They're wonderful. I just never connected with them really, or my sister, who I love as well. I'm just very different. I'm the black sheep. I've always just been independent and wanting to do my own thing, and that's kind of just always been my way. And our family also has not really ever been, I don't have a big extended family. The extended family I do have, we're not very close. It was like, I get to see my aunts and uncles at Christmas, depending on which side of the family. I'm a little closer to my mom's side of the family. But yeah, it's never been really like something that I valued in a way. I mean, it's weird to say that, but it's true. I never really have had that like, oh, I gotta come home for Christmas, or I spent most of my adult life, or for nearly half my adult life in Austin, Texas, just doing my own thing. And I think the biggest change and the biggest draw for me coming back and reconnecting with my family is my niece. My niece is 17 going on 18, and she is so cool. She's so cool. She loves oldies, like oldies. She told me this one day. She's like, we're talking about boys and stuff and dating. And she's like, some of these guys try to tell me they're like oldies, and then they're talking about like 90s music, and she's like, they don't even know what oldies are, right? Like she's real. And it's been awesome getting to come back. It's one of the big reasons I came back to California was she's getting older, and I basically missed her entire childhood. Living out in Texas, and getting to spend time with her and see her becoming this young woman. And she's still never been to a concert. I was like, how have you not taken her to a music concert yet? So that's my big quest right now, is to make sure that I take her to her first concert. So I'm working on that. She really wants to go see Rufus the Soul, and so I'm trying to make that happen. And I was like, I'll fly her. Like, we should just go. Like, because he's playing here in LA and it's sold out. So I was like, you know what? Like, if he's not sold out somewhere and I can afford the flight and the tickets, I'm going to make that happen for her. So, love my niece. And another thing that's happened over the years. Oh, my ear. And I didn't get gum, by the way. Someone earlier was like, gum will help your ears. But I'm really picky about the gum that I chew, and I don't have any of my hippie gum with me. So I'm just going to have to bear through this. So I mentioned I was adopted. Well, I've met my birth parents separately. They've never been together. My birth dad, awesome dude. Love him so much. And then I have siblings on that side of the family. They are wonderful. And I'm over the moon that I get to be in their life and they get to be in mine. My birth mother, on the other hand, it's been rough. We got along for a while, and I learned kind of early on that she's the black sheep of her family and has not had the best relationship with all of them. But I really just wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, and we had a lot in common kind of at first. But long story short, it turns out that there's a lot of issues and things that I believe she needs to work on and work through. And in order for her to be in my life, I would need to know that she's started counseling, or if she and I wanted to meet up again, it would be in front of a counselor. There just ended up being a lot of not good feelings and toxicity, and I didn't, as much as I want to have her in my life, couldn't do it. So all that to say that episode, right, that happening of my birth mother and I having this kind of animosity really made me appreciate more and be thankful for and connect with my mom that raised me. And I just, for someone to adopt and to give their all. Ooh, sorry guys, these fucking semi trucks are driving real close to each other. It's sketchy. For a woman to love a baby as if it was hers, that is not. It's my mom and I butt heads all the time growing up, and it turns out she'd say things like, "Oh, you're just like me, blah blah. I'm nothing like you." It turns out I'm a bit like her, and it's been really lovely coming back. Oh my God, you guys, I have to show you this. Look at this. Isn't that epic? See, I hope you can see it. I can't turn the phone around. I'm obviously driving, so look at that. How gorgeous. Oh, that's what I'm trying to tell you with the clouds. See all the clouds going on out here? Oh, wow. This drive has just been so beautiful. What a beautiful day. So shout out to my mom, for raising a baby that wasn't hers, and, taking care of me. And I wanted for nothing. I really had everything I needed in life and more. And I'm just so grateful that going through what I went through really opened my eyes to how lucky I am and how blessed I am to have the family that I have. Right? My parents aren't together anymore, you know, but they did everything, you know, they could for me, and I turned out all right, huh? So so that's what's up. Hopefully, if you guys are watching, I haven't seen a comment in a second, but say hello. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know if you saw the clouds. I just want to make sure everything is still running. Oh, the altitude is changing. My ears are going nuts. Woo. Look at that. Riverside, not far. I am on my way. So yeah, would love a comment or two. If someone can say hello, let me know how the stream is going. Let me know if you can still see me and hear me. Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Oh, I'm trying to think of anything else. I mean, I know that as I get back home and decompress and we go through all the footage of the Pulse 369 event, there's going to be a lot more that'll pop up that I want to share and say and talk about. But I think, again, because my ear is hurting, and I'm sure someone else is going to be streaming soon that you all want to watch, I'm going to call it a day. It's been almost an hour. So I got to get back home to my little bush, my garden. I'm so excited to see my garden again. I'm growing passion fruit. I have 2 passion fruit vines that I'm going to plant soon. They're just in the pot right now. But I bought this really beautiful garden bench that goes all the way up so that I can trellis the passion fruit vines on either side of it. And then eventually it'll just like create its own little shade structure. Very excited about that. This is going to be a really cool summer. I'm very excited about all the spring. This spring and summer, I'm going to do a lot of gardening. So I hope you like that content. Wow, you guys, the mountains. Again, one more time, I'm going to show you how beautiful this drive is. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Wow, I feel like I'm in another country right now. That's beautiful. Ever driven through Switzerland? That's probably one of the most beautiful drives I ever did. It was driving from Poland through Switzerland, somewhere else. All right, let's see. I'm gonna end it, ladies and gentlemen. It's about that time. I'm gonna focus on the road, get myself back home, do a thing. It's gonna be great. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. Awildsj says you are awesome and thank you for what you do. Hey man, I appreciate it. Thank you for even thanking me, right? Like, thank you for what you do. Just those words of kindness, like, it means the world to me. And I'm so glad to be a part of this journey with you guys. Like, we are in it to win it, to be our team win, and we will have that glory. I know it, you guys. Like, there have been so many super awesome synchronistic things that have happened in this community and around this community. We have nothing to do but win. So keep that in mind. Have a good rest of your night, and I'll talk to you later.